Hi, I'm Enchanting Nubia Net. Welcome back. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Everyone, this new story is wild and tragic. Anna and Roman Novak were very deep into the crypto scam game. This is a Russian couple, and they were $500 million deep, and they ended up brutally M ending in R in the Dubai desert. So authorities, they suspect war veterans and even a former homicide cop were behind it. So I'm going to break it down for everyone. Roman or Roman Novak was a Russian crypto tycoon. He built his empire on shady deals. He ran a platform, maybe you've heard of it, maybe you did not. It was called Fintopia. It was a promising revolutionary cross border crypto transfer business. But behind the scenes, it was fraud, deception, and straight up swindling. He was convicted for orchestrating a massive scam that stole, once again, over $500 million from investors. Now, he was 38 years old, and he was no stranger to the law, everyone, because previously he was convicted of a large scale crypto fraud in Russia, and he was sentenced to 6 years in prison. And also, back in 2020, he was convicted in Russia for this cryptocurrency fraud, and he was making such shady deals with so many investors there. And after serving time, he didn't even think about laying low. He didn't think about changing his lifestyle. He didn't think about, using his intellect or even his skills in business to go legitimate. No, instead, that's when he founded Fintopia, which was really flashy. It was a crypto app, and he started making a lot more money once again, allegedly hundreds of millions of dollars. So let's talk about his partner in crime. So his wife, Anna Novak, she was 37 years old when she passed away. So she was riding also with him in a life of luxury. I mean, they had Lamborghinis, a lot of digital riches, of course, the jewelry, the travel, you know, all of that. And that ride came to a screeching, horrifying end because just last month in October, the couple went missing after heading to a meeting with so called investors, quote unquote investors, at the Hatta Mountain Resort near Dubai. YouTube family, it turns out that meeting was a setup, and their dismembered bodies was found in a desert near, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this correctly, Fujairah in the UAE. So, as I mentioned before, the suspects authorities believe were two Russian war veterans and a former homicide investigator. Okay, let's see. So, let's continue. I have to say that according to all the news articles and videos, it states that these people who put a hit on them weren't amateurs at all. They allegedly kidnapped the Novaks. They demanded the ransom first. So they gave them a chance to hand over the money which was stolen. But when that money didn't come through, they tortured them relentlessly. And then they ending in R, them inside a rented villa. Horrible. So, this is a horrible lesson, students. I mean, everyone. Sorry for saying students because I'm used to being in a classroom setting after many years. But this is a huge lesson. If you're in the crypto game, you need to stay sharp. You cannot trust every and anyone who says they are a quote unquote investor, who flashes a smile and even shows you that, They have so much money, the luxury cars, the estates, the jewelry, and so forth. Because if anyone is even thinking about scamming anyone, you know that karma does not miss. It might not come with handcuffs, but it may come with a shovel. Think about that. So we all need to stay safe. We need to stay smart and definitely not let any greed write your obituary. This couple, they were so young, in their late 30s. They could have lived for many more years, many decades, if only they had changed their mindset and said, you know what, I'm going to work with integrity and in a legitimate field. No, they wanted to make that quick money. Everything comes with consequences. So, as you know, they were Russian. And after the conviction, Roman and Anna relocated to Dubai. So, we know everyone, it's a city well known for the luxury lifestyle and lenient financial regulations, especially attractive to a lot of crypto entrepreneurs. So they left the clientele back in Europe, and now they establish a new clientele in, the UAE. And Dubai gave them that perfect backdrop to rebrand their image. They were flaunting their wealth all over social media, attracting so many new investors. Life was like a candy shop for them. But that same freedom, it came with the danger and all of the terror along with it. And the couple was targeted by criminals posing as investors. You see, again, the karma came real quick to them, the consequences. It led to their gruesome passing right in the desert. And surprisingly, they were found. It did take just a short amount of time. But we know the desert there is so vast, it could have taken even longer. But to think about the torture that this couple they endured even before they passed away. If only they had just given up the money. I'm sure they didn't have all of it because it seemed like they were spending so much, and of course, to live up to that lifestyle. But unfortunately, they met, their maker. So, from what I know, everyone, Anna was also for a former TV reporter. So she could have kept that job. That's a well-paying a job, very respectable, legitimate job. But no, she went and continued with her husband like a modern day Bonnie and Clyde because he was the face of the crypto empire at first. So, everyone, let this be a warning. When you build an empire on lies and digital dollars, you might attract people who don't just want your money, they want revenge. So, Dubai might have looked like paradise, and for many people who are doing the right thing, many people there, even many Americans and people from different countries are buying real estate there. The wonderful thing is, again, they have a lot of leniency in their, the financial aspect and even taxes. So you can live a very good life, but you have to follow their strict rules. And for them to even go there with this type of scam, I mean, even if they didn't have this revenge, the government there definitely would have caught on to them because you have to follow, you have to abide by those laws, especially in that region. You cannot go there with that type of mindset that you're going to get over on people and not live with integrity. So it's very, it's very telling. For them, they what they put out is exactly what they got. It could have been paradise for them if they had changed their ways. And even if they thought about even giving the money back somehow, but it was a trap. And that trap snapped shut with a deadly force. So, everyone, make this be a lesson. Everyone like myself who is living with integrity, doing the right thing, making sure that you earn money to live on, that you don't have to watch your back. We have to make sure we do not fall for any scammers, any hackers. Keep your head up on a swivel. That's why, I like to give this information, tell these news stories so people can be aware of what's going on. And for those people on the other side who like the quick way of getting money, and also you're looking over your shoulder everywhere you go, that is no type of living. And you could see what the consequences were for this couple. So everyone, again, stay woke, stay safe, and don't let the glitter blind you to the game. Thank you all for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Stay safe wherever you are.